Assalamualaikum and hi everyone. My name is Mama Haziq Azman, currently 70 years old and studying in SMK Datuk Seri Yombe Johor. At school, I has appointed as school leaders, while in district, I also has selected to be a part of Batu Pahat District Student Leaders Board, or as known as this SLB. On this beautiful and cheerful day, I am excited to share with you guys about the book that I have read before that made me very happy. The book title is Every Note Played, which has been written by New York Times best-selling author Lisa Genowa, which published on 2018 with 320 pages. Amyotrophic lateral sclerosis, or ALS. Do you really know about this horrible disease and what it can do to a person or family? In Every Note Played, Lisa tells the story of a brilliant pianist who is diagnosed with ALS at the height of his career and the ways this disease brings his family together. Richard has dedicated his entire life to the piano and the classical tunes. Although he married and had one daughter, nothing can fill his heart in the same way. But when we meet Richard as he is performing for an audience in Miami, he is distracted and disconnected from the music. He has just been diagnosed with ALS and the entire key of his life is about to change. Leaving the stage, we arrived in suburban Boston 1 year later, where Richard's ex-wife, Karina, is racing to one of her students' graduation parties. Like Richard, Karina is a pianist, but has chosen the stage? She has chosen motherhood. The home and half-hour lesson with a local children trying to bolster their college application. Karina and Richard have been divorced for years, with his rock star-like infidelity playing a huge role in their marriage demise. But it is clearly that there is more to the story than a few last film night. It is at the party that Karina learns of Richard's disease through Karina's eyes, where we learn that Richard is not exactly a saint. He is self-absorbed and a bit narcissistic, whereas some authors may craft a sympathetic character to her into the storm and ALS. Lisa takes a far more interesting path. Richard is not someone the reader might like to date or even be friends with, but there is something deeply sad about watching this concert performer lose his only talent, his only means of supporting himself, and his only love. Along with Richard, we watch as the disease begins to take its hold, killing off his neurons one by one, limb by limb. He is certainly in denial, but he is still a fighter. When he lost his one hand, he finds a piece crafted specifically for a one-handed player and learns it to perfection, performing alone in his apartment and a full tuxedo. The image in grotesque in humor and desperation. Richard is admirable, pitiable. Before long, Richard can no longer manage his days, even the help of visiting nurses. Karina, still in disbelief that he could even be ill, realized there is only one answer. He must return to their former home and she must help care for him. Lisa crafts a much more elegant storyline, giving her readers a nuanced, yes, crushingly realistic look at illness, marriage, and the process of dying. As Richard becomes sicker and weaker, needing help with everything from his morning urination to breathing in his sleep. Karina goes through the motion, certainly, but there is no one between the two. It pains her to see him so ill, but like any caretaker, she begins to suffer from compassion fatigue. So that's all from me. Thank you.